Have you ever wondered what the most deceptive promise in history is? Take a look around the moment you step into an antique shop. Hundreds of ancient coins surround you, each one a relic of a different civilization. Every empire that ever existed made one sacred promise, that its money was safe. Every government built its citizens' trust on that same illusion of eternity. To be economically secure meant believing the system itself was secure. Yet the thousands of antique coins that now fill our museums are proof that this plan has failed. Over and over again. From Rome to France, from the Confederacy to modern-day Lebanon, people woke up one morning to find their savings worthless, their salaries meaningless, and their futures stolen by systems they thought were unbreakable. Collapse wasn't rare. Collapse was the rule. So the question isn't, will financial systems last forever? The real question is, how do you protect yourself when they don't? Because the very thing we treat as the foundation of trust, the money you trade your time, effort, and life for, can lose all its value overnight. And the only way to prepare for this is to learn from the times it's happened before. So imagine, you wake up tomorrow and your entire life savings are gone. What do you do to survive? The gold of Byzantium. After the mighty fall of the Roman Empire, one civilization in the East managed to survive 1,000 more years: the Byzantine Empire. At the heart of its power was the gold solidus, so reliable that traders from Europe to Asia accepted it without question. For centuries, it was the medieval world's dollar. But history has a cruel sense of irony. Centuries later, Byzantium made Rome's greatest mistake all over again. They began to dilute their currency, mixing their gold with cheaper metals, stretching its value thinner and thinner. At first, no one noticed. The plan seemed flawless, until one day, trust cracked. The once sacred coin of global trade became political fiction. The economy followed it into collapse. Only those who held real gold, not promises, kept their wealth intact. Byzantium's lesson was timeless. Governments cannot resist the temptation to devalue money. And when they do, true value flees to assets they cannot counterfeit. The plague and the power of scarcity. In the mid-13th century, Europe was struck by the Black Death, a pandemic that wiped out nearly half the continent in just 4 years. Cities emptied, villages vanished, production ground to a halt. But in this horror, something unexpected happened. Labor became precious, workers could demand higher pay, and the few who survived gained leverage. Those with liquidity, silver, gold, goods, or skills, suddenly found themselves empowered. Centuries later, the same pattern repeated. During the COVID-19 pandemic, governments printed trillions to keep economies alive. And yet only those with real assets, homes, stocks, businesses, grew richer. Every crisis that destroys the unprepared enriches those who own tangible value. The illusion of safety. In the 1340s, Florence was Europe's financial capital, home to the legendary banking houses of Bardi and Peruzzi. They lent vast sums to kings, most disastrously to Edward III of England. When he defaulted, the banks collapsed. Thousands who trusted these too-big-to-fail institutions lost everything. Chaos followed, and yet the same story replayed centuries later. Lehman Brothers in 2008, Lebanese banks in 2019. Institutions don't exist to save you. Their priority is survival, not yours. The paper illusion. During the American Civil War, both the North and the South printed massive amounts of money to fund the war. Inflation exploded. Soldiers' pay couldn't buy food. Paper promises dissolved into air. Real value returned to what was tangible: gold, land, and food. In the 1790s, revolutionary France repeated the same mistake. They issued a new paper currency, the assignat, backed by confiscated church land. At first it worked. Then the presses ran wild. Prices soared, wages lagged behind, the currency collapsed, and so did the revolution's promise. Once again, people learned the hard truth. A promise is not trust, and when trust breaks, money follows. In 1997, Thailand's baht crisis swept across Asia. Debt denominated in US dollars crushed entire economies overnight. Currencies collapsed. The IMF stepped in. Global funds swooped in to buy Asian assets at fire sale prices. Once again, the winners were those who held real assets and no debt. Throughout history, every paper system that claimed to be indestructible turned out to be temporary. When they fell, only one thing endured: real value. Those who owned land, gold, silver, or practical skills, those who could build, grow, or repair, survived. Crisis after crisis, the pattern repeated. For the unprepared, disaster. For the ready, opportunity. After the Black Death, peasants became landowners. After 2008, those with cash bought homes for pennies on the dollar. Every collapse transfers wealth, from the many who trusted to the few who prepared. Real protection is not about what you have, it's about what you can create. Because in every era, the true winners of history aren't just those who possess, they're those who produce. The baker who can make bread, the craftsman who can repair tools, the farmer who can feed a community. They didn't just survive, they rebuilt the world. So ask yourself, are you ready? Because every collapse takes from someone and gives to those who are prepared.